Hey, Steve Magnante here at High-Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with Motor Trend's Car of the Year for 1969, the Plymouth Roadrunner. A decade later, the Plymouth K car, the front-wheel drive cars from Chrysler Corporation, would be the Car of the Year choice. But 1969 was a very different time. Muscle car was at its crescendo. The era was really peaking. And the beauty of the Roadrunner, it came out in 1968. It was priced at $2,700 in base trim. So a high school senior with a strong work ethic could actually afford to buy a Roadrunner in 1968 when they first came out. It was basically a junior supercar. With that said, 383 power, standard 4-speed manual or automatic, you choose. And this is a great example of the second year for the Roadrunner. These sold very well in 69 and 68, both years very good. And this one here is a 383 car, no Hemi emblems on this one, that would be a whole different thing. The Hemi motor is about an $800 option on the $3,000 Roadrunner in 1969. Not a lot of people ordered it, but you could if you wanted it. This one's a 383. The beauty of the Roadrunner is it came standard with heavy-duty police brakes and suspension front and rear, and great body style. Could also be had as a slant six, not the Roadrunner, but the Belvedere and the Satellite could be had as very modest consumer cars. But with the muscle car package, the Roadrunner, very capable handling car, great braking, good acceleration. And let's pop the hood and see what makes a Roadrunner under the hood. And speaking of the hood, here is the dual power dome hood right here, standard on all Roadrunners. This one has been modified for the drilled out slots, right? Not factory stuff, but that makes these scoop inserts functional. So underneath that hood, we'll take a look at that 383. And there she blows. Now it's not stock. Now here's the thing, the Coyote Duster was Plymouth's version of the Dodge Ram Charger, air grabber if you will. Here's the air grabber assembly right here. And the hood scoops, they do function when you drill them out. And right here we can see the ducts right here, which it covers up the air filter element for cooler, denser outside air, and that's very functional right there. There's a cable here that you can pull from under the dash that opens and closes the vents inside. So in the rain or in the snow, you can shut them off or open them up for cold air when you want it. And this one has been modified. It's a 383. It's a low deck engine, but it has got a 440 source aluminum water pump, which is not factory. That would have been cast iron. And the cylinder heads are Edelbrock cylinder heads, right? They're aluminum, not iron, as it would have had from the factory. Looks like an aluminum intake manifold with a single 4-barrel carburetor. Of course, aftermarket tube steel headers, nothing wrong with that. Looks like an aftermarket distributor, an MSD, electronic type distributor, nothing wrong with that once again. And a big radiator here. It's aluminum, it's not the factory brass and copper piece, but it still will do a great job of keeping this 383 cool on a hot day. And speaking of cool, probably the coolest thing on the Roadrunner is the standard beep beep horn. This thing right here. And we've mentioned this before, and anytime I see a Roadrunner, I look for the horn, and these are very unusual. It has the Warner Brothers 7 Art logo right here, and unlike every other Chrysler horn, which has sort of a speaker, a little megaphone, they don't have that. They're basically a round circle, and they're mounted very loosely, I guess you might say. You can see right here these stainless steel things that allow the horn to, so when it goes beep, it resonates instead of being locked to the car with a more solid type horn bracket. But that's the voice of the Roadrunner, standard on all Roadrunners from 68 to 1981. And actually the Valari Roadrunner could be had with a slant six, believe it or not, but even they had the beep beep horn in that era. It was a big part of the Roadrunner's mystique. Of course, front sway bar, 11-inch drum brakes in the rear. This one has been upgraded with front disc brakes, which were optional on Roadrunner, but the standard brakes on these would have been 11x3, big brakes, nothing wrong with that. And I'm always amazed that General Motors mid-size muscle cars, Chevelle, Olds 442, Buick Grand Sport, came standard with 9.5-inch little tiny drum brakes. The same brakes used on 6-cylinder cars were used on General Motors muscle cars. Well, meanwhile, Mopar really went all the way with 11x3 police brakes on the front, 11x2.5s in the back. And to upgrade them, this has been upgraded with discs up front, but either way, the brakes are very effective on these things. Now, one thing too about this one here, this is a hardtop right here without the door pillar, or the structural thing. And the beauty of the hardtop is the rear windows roll down, whereas the Roadrunner sedan or coupe had pop-out windows, which are a little more, confining on a hot summer day. But these roll all the way down. And inside this one, kind of an unusual detail, we don't see a 4-speed. This one is an automatic car, but not just any. The high-upshift 727 is under the floorboards, but this is a column-shifted automatic with a front bench seat, split bench with a buddy cushion in the middle, so you get 3 across in the front. but no bucket seats on this one here. They were optional. They were not standard in the Roadrunner, but again, the column shifted automatic. Some would say it's kind of a grandpa touch, but there it is. Factory equipment on this one here. And inside the car, very luxurious, not luxurious, but certainly not as utilitarian as it might be. Roll-up windows, again, front and rear. And again, not a sedan. It would have a fixed pillar here, and again, the pop-out windows. This is a hardtop. And these are available for a couple extra, maybe another couple $100 versus the sedan. So a great example of 69, second year for the Roadrunner. Now, inside the trunk, the beauty of the Roadrunner is that it was Chrysler Corporation's B-body platform, which meant that it was not a compact, not a full size. Some would say it was just the right size. And inside that trunk, we'll see here, very commodious accommodations. Beyond that, here's the Roadrunner icon right here, the logo right there. You can see on the bottom, it says Warner Brothers 7 Arts on the bottom of that. That's a copyright. There was a mandate that Chrysler Corporation had to obey to do the deal with Warner Brothers. The number on this was, I hear $100,000 is what Chrysler Corporation paid to Warner Brothers to utilize the beep beep likeness of the Roadrunner. May not be the correct number, but they had to pay for this. And we can see that in the graphic depiction of the Warner Brothers 7 Arch logo. Now inside the trunk, I said it was commodious, and it sure is. It's a pretty big trunk. And you can see that it's a flat load floor. Plenty of room for a full-size spare tire, no problem with that. This one is correctly presented with the body-colored floor underneath. Take a peek and see how that floor looks, and I'm sure it's a pretty crisp example of the Baride. Yeah, there it is right there. There it is, nice solid, no visible signs of rust repair, very nice clean example. And again, the Roadrunner, the beep beep horn in place. And these have the 8 3/4 rear axle. Sure grip differential was optional. You had to pay a little bit extra for that. But again, the chrome tips on the back, again, these were optional. They were not standard, but that's okay. And great example of a second year of the Roadrunner. Same deck lid was used in 68 and 69, but the rear quarter panel extensions right here were different from 1968 to 1969, sort of this deltoid shape here. So each year, the Plymouth stylists would do a little something to make the Roadrunner look a little different, annual facelift, if you will. To learn more about this 1969 Roadrunner 383 automatic on the column hardtop, go to the High-Octane Classics website and check out the photo gallery.